Hello humans, Master Dinnerflex here, and today I'm going to be going over one of my two Six Samurai deck profiles. So there's two of them. The one I'm going to show next, which may be either today or another day, is the super combo heavy version of Six Samurai. But this one, I wanted to do something different. I wanted to go back to a control aspect, and the reason I wanted to do that is because what I noticed about the combo version is, when it opens well, it opens well. But, like, any opening without a way to get to two True Kings, your ending board is a -1 Shien, like, almost all the time. And it's actually just so mediocre when you're thinking about it like that. So, what I decided to do is I'll go ahead, I'll make that deck, but then I'm going to try some where it doesn't just auto lose not opening a combo. So I made a control variant, and that's what you're seeing here. And some of the traps in here are real shit, but like I just need I need most of these traps. There's a lot of edits I would actually do to this deck. But yeah, it's actually pretty budget too. Like I was thinking about all the cards in here. Like if I were to buy every card in here, it would be around the less than $200 mark. And I'm gonna go ahead and stop talking and get into this deck profile. So we got triple Grandmaster. This is pretty good. Like I said, this is a control variant, so a lot of your cards are just big bodies, and you got a lot of traps to support them. Not to mention it gives you Bushido counters, I believe it's pronounced, and those counters are exceptional. Triple Kageki allows you to make rank 3s, aka Invoker, and Invoker's pretty nuts in this deck. I'll explain that too. Triple Kizan, just another way to gain counters, another way to get a lot of bodies. And the loops with this card and Gateway are pretty absurd. And then we got triple Fuma, I want to say Mystic Tomato, but it's way better. This card's actually just insane. I really like this card. So you may be thinking, well, how do you trigger this? You don't have any ways of destruction. Well, I actually do, and I'm going to get into that in a moment. But most of the time, he is really just a level 1 tuner that your opponent has to play around to not trigger him. But he's still just so good. I love this card. This is another card I really like in here, Hatsume. So, when you make a rank 3, you're going for Invoker. Invoker will summon out this guy. I'll leave him for last. Kizaru. Kizaru will search any 6 samurai except an Earth. So mainly her, sometimes him if you... Like, there's other things it can search, but it's mainly her. And then, like, next turn you have this, like, triple 6 samurai set up in your grave, so you can get to revive another thing, and it's, And if we're not even talking about, like, if you have Gateway or, like, Dojo, so that's pretty cool. I already explained this guy. He's kind of bad to draw because he's like asceticism. I don't play asceticism in here because it kind of doesn't do anything. Like, and this is one of the reasons why this card just doesn't have any asceticism targets, and he's really bad to draw. But triggering him in general is just so powerful that it doesn't matter. Plus, when you go for the Invoker play, you make Zold, so you'll get like 2 searches and then a summon out of your deck, and like with Kizan, that's just so good. And then 1 Spirit. Since this is a control variant, I can actually play him. You get to revive him with Hatsume. He's a level 3 for rank 3s, and just 500 attack, destruction immunity, and draw a card. Just pretty solid union, actually. I'm surprised how decent he is. And finally, this card is one of my favorite cards in the deck. Great Shogun Shien. Now, if you don't know what this card does, this is an oldie. If you control 2 6 samurais, you can special summon them from the hand. And your opponent can only activate 1 spell or trap card per turn. If it gets negated, they still get another one unless you negate the effect and not the activation. So that's like a thing to keep in mind. So if they activate a scale, well, that's it for a turn. Better hope that scale was worth it. And they activate terraforming. That field spell's not doing anything. Like, Just very, very good card. And then, on top of that, if he were to be destroyed, you can destroy a 6 Samurai instead, which can include Fuma. And that's pretty cool. So you can trigger Fuma off of this. But in general, it's a 25 body that really, really restricts how your opponent plays. And it's searchable off Zold, so you can do it next turn for like just an easy OTK. But I actually want to play triple of this. I just couldn't find the room, because opening this with like any 2 Samurais that get both on board is just incredible. Like, it's such a stunning opening, and I really love it. But like I said, I really need to find room in this deck, and I want to cut down on the traps. But this deck, like I said, it's control, and you really want to have things for your bad hands. So that's the monsters. No hand traps. They're mainly for game 2 when you're going second, when you know you're going second. And besides, like, I don't really like control decks that have hand traps, because like, they need like only one card to work. If you're playing a bunch of hand traps in a control deck, it's usually like invoked, where you can just play one monster and that's the deck. But this is not one of those decks. So we got triple united. This is like a John Moore build of 6 Samurai. If you actually look at it, just bunch of traps, bunch of Samurais, bunch of draws, and just simple +1s and +2s. Sheehan Smoke Signal to get to your level 3s, mainly. You want that rank 3 all the time. Double Dojo. This is another card I want in here at 3, but it's like, you never want to open multiples, because it really just doesn't do anything in multiples. And besides, 99% of the time, you're literally just summoning the level 1 guy off this, so it's like, it's pretty weak. But at the same time, it's also really strong. And your good openings with like Gateway with this card are absolutely insane. So, speaking of Gateway, this card, you cannot, I literally cannot lose a game if I open this card. There's never been a time where I opened Gateway and was like, man, I can't win here. It's just never happened. This card's absurd. 1 Rhoda, because this is a warrior deck. Reborn, I wanted to put Soul Charge. Like, there's a lot of cards I want in here, but there's also a lot of traps I want in here, and I don't want to play over 40 in a control deck like this. And then the Moonmere Shield, obviously, for his ult to summon out Fuma. Traps, double bottomless. I think Floodgate Trap Hole might just be better in here, but bottomless is a little more, like, control-y in comparison. And I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. I have Rafflesia in the extra deck, because if you open, like, if you have the 6, if you have the Gateway combo, you usually end with, like, you can either end with 2 Shein or a Shein and a rank 4, and, like, there's no need to make Tornado Dragon. You can't make Nightmare, and Baguska defeats the purpose. So it's like, I guess Rafflesia, and this is one of my theories, but I don't know. This card seems alright, but I feel like it could be something better. Double Storming Mirror Force. This card's actually been insane, especially with the strike. If you don't know what it is, it's like, when your opponent makes the, quote, unbreakable board, all you do is set Mirror Force, set strike. So they go to attack, you Mirror Force, and they're like, negate, and then you strike that, and then none of their stun monsters can do anything to that, so you just Mirror Force everything, and it's incredible. I actually have had that come up several times, and what's really funny is just Mirror Force in general actually seems really strong. No one ever plays around it anymore, so really good. Triple strike, 1 warning, 1 judgment, literally just a solemn pentagram, just absolute. The devil's angels, just so, they're so powerful. Just really, really good cards. I'll go over the side deck in a moment, but for the Synchros, Arclight, Sheehan, and Trishula, I really don't ever make Trishula. It's just in here for the memes. But Arclight I make a lot, especially when you have so many traps to defend yourself. And then double Sheehan comes up quite a bit. 2 Zold comes up quite a bit. Decode, it comes up, but I never need to make it most of the time. I either win that game or I just didn't even need to make a link. But I want it there regardless. It could probably be a Borreload, honestly. But I think Decode is easier to use in the situations where I would want a Borreload. But we'll see. Invoker, best rank 3, and then the other one of the others is Leviair. Hardly ever use them, because if I need to make Levier, I'm usually winning, and I'm in such a spot where I don't even need to make Levier, or it's actually kind of pointless to. But either way, I have them just in case it does come up, and I'd rather have and not need than need and not have when it comes to this card in here. And this card I've never made for the XCs. Rafflesia, just to act as a Baguska that doesn't disrupt your board. 1 Tornado Dragon. Baguska, this could probably actually be a Dweller. I don't actually make this card any, but I don't know. It's so bad against True Draco, while Dweller's pretty amazing against them. And, like, Tornado's pretty amazing against them, but, like, Baguska, it's only good against Pin Magicians. I can't even say that. It's not even really good against Pin Magicians. It's good against, like, Rogue and stuff like that, so I don't know. I don't know. Like, this card should probably just be a Dweller. And the Utopia package. For the side deck, I already said I've signed my hand traps. But this is a meme, mainly, because back in the day, people, when they were signing a bunch of counter traps, they side this in as a, oh, look at this. And back in the day, triple Solemn Judgment was the thing, so you can negate anything and then get a 28 on board. This is like a 2008 meme. Like I said earlier, a lot of this is actually based on, like, John Mord's decade-old samurai build, and I was like, you know what, this would be fun. I'd try this. 1 Regeki, control deck. This seems pretty terrible, but against, like, Game 2 when they're siding in Destruction, this could seem pretty good. Then 2 Wiretap, no reason whatsoever, just for the memes. So, yep, that's about it. Thank you all for watching. If you want to see the other version, just let me know. This is a more stunny version of Six Samurai. Because I feel like Six Samurai, they got all these good combos, but, like, in order to, like, build a board workshop them, you gotta play the deck pretty poorly. And I think they're just a better control deck, honestly. They play a lot more stunny than people want to give it credit for. So, yeah, that's about it. If you want to see the other version, God. If you want to see the other version, just let me know. So, thank you all for watching, and remember, Master Dinnerflax will take your soul.